Previously on Making Home, the kitchen was completely demoed. Lighting decisions were made. The color of cabinets were finally picked. I have regrets, like so many things I would do differently. And those cabinets were then installed along with the appliances. We left off deciding which countertop material to go with. So this is Calcutta Verde, which is a natural marble. And the other stone I'm deciding between is the Terra Bianca quartzite. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Now's your chance to catch up on 2 episodes of bringing this kitchen to life. Otherwise, let's just dive in and finish this kitchen. So the timing of what to do when in a kitchen reno can be confusing, but where we're at in the order of events is that the countertop choice has been made and material has been delivered to the fabricators, aka the people that cut it to size. And now before they can do that cutting, they need to measure, which means that all elements need to be in position, aka the cabinets, and I need to make a sink choice. I did a lot of research and I ended up going with a black sink since I couldn't find any that were white that matched the stone countertop material. And I decided to go with a workstation sink, which is basically a sink that comes with accessories. I like this Delta option because the drain is offset, and I'm actually planning to also offset my faucet since the window's kind of in the way. Guys, this has been a while and my house is a mess. And I don't even use this floor anymore because it's just been a construction zone. Ellie loves cooking, we love hosting, and we have not been able to do any of that. We really need our kitchen back. Ugh. Today's an exciting day. My sink came in, and I was a little nervous about this because it is a really large sink, but the thought is the dishes, if you're washing any by hand, can stay in the sink and then you're not using counter space. So smaller sink would have still used up counter space in my mind when it comes to dishes. So that's why I went with the size that I went with. If you remember last episode, I was talking about all the different lighting options. Well, today, after months of having my eye on this one piece from Anthropology, I opened up my computer today and it is over $100 off. And not for the gold one, which I didn't want. I wanted the black one. Only the black one was $100 off, and I was like, this is a sign. I need to buy this absolutely now. So I'm so relieved to have a lighting option on the way. It feels so good to make decisions. With all that good news comes some bad news. My beautiful new island here, I believe because these kind of corner pieces were made on a curve in some way, it's cracking a little bit. But the cabinet maker did say that he could replace these corner pieces. So it was sad to see, but very happy that it's gonna get replaced. And then the next thing on the to-do list is picking out hardware. I am planning on maybe shopping on Etsy. I know I want something wood because with all of the kind of, you know, hard, shiny surfaces in here between what will be the countertop, the cabinet finishes, I just feel like we need some stuff to soften it. That's my plan. Now I just need to figure out what to do. I was loving the images of like circular knobs, but I picked up some knobs just as size gauging, not as finish options. And I don't know, maybe you guys can help me. Although hopefully I already have the knobs installed by the end of this episode. I don't think I can do them up and down because they won't fit. Based on where this, I might have to go with the bottom. The countertop fabricator is here getting measurements, and all is going well until he got a look at the sink that I picked out.
It's warm, but it's really tight.
Yeah.
But this sink is huge, you know.
Yeah.
Usually cutout is about 15 inches. Here we have a 17.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 inches. And I can't go more this way because we need some meat. This is sink good for island. which you have usually more deep, like here.
Yeah, well,
Look how much we have. This feet.
If it was too big, I didn't know it was too big. I mean, I don't want to squish anything. In the end, apparently it will fit, but I just really hope things don't visually look too squished once the faucet is in there with a backsplash. I guess we will just have to wait and see. With countertop measurements done, now we just wait for them to be ready to install. Wait, what? Already? You said 2 weeks, so naturally I assumed that meant 4 weeks. It's only been 5 days. Okay, let's do it. I can be home tomorrow. Today's a big day, and for my countertop material, I went with the quartzite Terra Bianca from Stone Tile. It's definitely an interesting stone, yet uncomplicated in its veining, and most importantly, it's durable in a busy kitchen. So one of the first things they said when they walked in, they go, 1, 2, 3, 4. We only have 3 pieces with us. Were you expecting 4 pieces? And I was like, yeah. I don't think they have a piece for that. Which makes me nervous because it's like, is it just not on the truck, or was it not cut out? Was it accounted for on the slab? Me scared. Look at that color. It's so pretty.
Now, center to what?
I think to here. You see this more.
So 13 inches. Does that seem right?
That's what I want. And then yeah, where do you go? You go.
Well, that's the standard. It goes 2.5 back.
Okay. Yeah, it looks so good. It's really good. Thanks, guys. I'm like a Disney princess. Love. Love, love. It's so pretty.
Oh wow.
Isn't it pretty?
Nice.
Isn't it beautiful?
Can we sit on it?
Can we not?
Looks good.
It's okay. Okay, so that piece apparently is at the shop cut, but was just not brought to location. So that'll happen tomorrow morning. But I want to get the kitchen table in here. It hasn't been in here in a minute, but it is white marble, and I don't know if it's gonna work with my new countertops. So, Rochelle, do you mind helping me? At first I was like, no, it's not gonna work. And then I was like, actually, this might be like the right mixture of, like, it's really tan, this is really white, it'll all work. And now seeing it, I'm like, no. This is like gray. Yeah. We got so much gray in it. Oh, kitchen again. Oh. Oh, weird. I literally thought that that would clash. Even though they don't fully clash, it's still a lot of like the same color stone. I think it'd be really fun to do like a color there. Maybe a grain, something funky. I feel somehow this is like a final touch in my head though. There's so many other things to do before then and now. While we're here, why don't we do a little unboxing, because those handles and the anthropology light that you saw me order came in. Let's start with handles. I like it. So I actually ended up getting a mix of walnut handles and walnut knobs from 2 different places. The knobs are from Etsy and are a little delayed in shipping, but these handles are from a Canadian store and I can link all of them down below. I don't know if my ones from Etsy will also match. Okay, that was a success. Now for our anthropology light. I don't want to touch it with my dirty hands. This looks like something Becky made. Or Rachel. Like that literally looks like paper. I thought it'd be more like fabric, you know? Okay, classic. The whites match the whites. Did I over-design my kitchen? Like, is this too cool now? It's so weird that like I talked about these things and now it's happening. It's like styrofoam web. So I think it comes with like multiple rods for the sizing so that you can change the height of it, which is good. I think we should install this. And then I turn off the breaker. Here we go. I feel like the biggest monster standing on top of my new countertops. Like,
Can we sit on it?
can we not? What villain? Villain energy. The next day, the final countertop piece arrived, which means the Gorgioso glass pantry bar cabinet appliance garage thing. I don't know what to call it, but it can finally be installed. Also, I was about to do the knobs, but while the cabinet maker was here, he was able to get them done with the fancy jig he has.
It's a jig for a handle.
Specifically a handle jig?
For handles, yeah.
Okay.
It gives you all the possibilities. And it's extremely accurate.
Yeah.
It's quite an invention.
Need
It's
it.
very good.
How much do you think this is?
200-300.
Oh my god.
100 the other one?
Oh,
No
yeah,
way.
It's expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Really worth it.
Maybe Facebook Marketplace has something. With the last of the cabinetry in, looking good. Still need some few more adjustments. I'm gonna shift my focus to getting this backsplash figured out. I've already sourced lots of different options, and just as a reminder, I am doing tiled floating shelves in this area above the sink, and I can't start to build out those shelves until I know exactly the size of tile. So I'm no tile expert, but what I did to figure out how much tile I would need is break down all of these areas into segments and then broke them off into like proper squares, so then I could calculate the size of square footage per square or rectangle. And I've come up with 32 square feet total, including the sides of the shelves. And apparently you should do a 20%, 10 to 20% contingency. So that leaves me with 38 square feet of tile. Hope it's right. So after much consideration and looking at many different tiles in many different lightings, I have landed on the Total Brick Bianco matte from Stone Tile. Thanks again to Stone Tile for being my backsplash sponsor. And it's so interesting how a matte versus a gloss can really change the look. So anyways, going with this guy right here, which is gonna be good for my floating shelves. While I wait for this order to come in, which should be soon, I am shifting my focus to finding a tabletop for my kitchen, since the new countertops and the existing marble tabletop that I have, they don't really clash, but they don't really match, and it's just like a lot of light tones and they don't complement each other. So I made a template of the shape of my table to bring to a stone fabricator, because they always have a bunch of offcuts. Like, for example, I'm going to the place that did my countertops and a couple other places to see what scrap stone they have from cutting countertops or what other projects that they have, since I only need about a 4 foot by 2 foot piece of stone for my nook table. It's not that big. I can get an offcut, get it cut to shape with the rounded corners, and we should be good to go. I'm looking for like a brown green color. Okay, there were some options there. I'm just popping into another fabricator to see if there's anything else. In total, I ended up going to 6 different fabricators, but I did love this last piece of stone that I found. And while I wait for their quote on how much it will cost me to make this into my tabletop, I'm picking up some scrap wood material from the studio to use for the floating shelf build. My plan here is to attach the metal brackets right into the brick behind my wall and then attach a wood frame to those brackets. You won't see the brackets hidden behind the wall, so they will definitely look floating. I can get that. Oh yeah. No problem. Okay. 1 down, 3 more to go. So inside there is totally crumbly, I think just because it's near the molding of the window. So I'm gonna try to do another hole beside it. Whoops. Okay, it's another day in this kitchen. Good news is the shelves are going. I also just got my knobs, which got lost in the mail, were delayed. Should we see if they are cute? Look how small they are. This is like 20 knobs. Please be right. Wait, they're cute. Oh, I don't even think I need to finish them. I thought I would have to refinish them. But the test is if they match the handles that I bought separately. I mean, I think that's good. As is with natural wood, you have different kind of shades and colors and finishes, but yo, I'm so happy. Wow, I will link these below, guys. They're from Etsy, but I'm really happy with that. But that's my little update.
If this doesn't work, I'm so sorry.
It'll work. We got shelves, we got frames.
So close.
Tight. Let me give it a shot. With the shelves in, it's time to repair the drywall. Can't really force this stuff, otherwise it just crumbles.
You want to cut the wall?
It's like we're laughing, but we're not.
No. Right here, ready to go.
The knobs have been installed and I'm so happy with them. And this is the closest I've ever felt to like, this feels good. This feels good. The finish line is so near, I can actually feel it now. Tile comes this weekend, and then I think the rest is pretty much up to me to pull the space together. I need to do window treatments on the windows, obviously all the styling and like final touches. I still need a light for over the table. I need to do cushions in the nook. And this table situation, I found a piece of stone, an offcut that I loved, and I thought offcuts would be a lot more affordable because they still kind of want to charge you for the stone, and then obviously stone labor is quite expensive, but I was getting quotes from $850 to $1,000 for the little table. Maybe a tablecloth could be the answer? Oh yeah, and have I mentioned I'm swapping out these chairs? We actually have the same ones at the office, so I could donate them there or just resell them. But I recently found some on Facebook Marketplace that were so affordable and I think just matched the space a little bit better now that I have a lot of dark tones. So let me bring those in. $10 each, and they were her grandpa's. Iconic. Although the current Nook table isn't my first choice, it's definitely not my last choice. And after trying tablecloth options, I really realized that I like the marble as is. That's the worst tablecloth material. It's like sheer. Nope. Confirmed, I'm still not into the tablecloth, so I'm shifting my focus to altering my old Nook cushions to work for my slightly larger Nook benches. I also think that we need a new fabric option to bring some color into this corner.
This is a horror film?
Although kitchen renos are scary, cutting foam doesn't have to be. Using a bread knife is just a little hack that I know of. It's tile day and I'm going to take the Total Brick Bianco mat and do it in a staggered formation all behind the stove and sink and up and over the shelves. For the shelves, the tiler let me know that in order to fit the tiles best in the way that he's planning to do it, the shelves should actually be a little bit thinner. So what I'm gonna do is take off the 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch plywood and replace it with an 1/8 inch MDF. The backsplash took a few days and there were some ups and downs, but I will get to that a little bit later. Today I'm picking up some fabric for those bench cushions. As with anything I'm buying, I checked Facebook Marketplace and thrift stores first for any scrap fabric or even curtains or bedding that I could use as fabric, but I couldn't find anything that I liked in the right quantity or just color scheme. Now I'm on my way to the studio to turn this piece of fabric into some bench cushions. If you want to see a video all about organizing my kitchen, first of all, make sure you're subscribed and also check the link in the description down below. Okay, with the Nook looking good and pretty much pulled together, still missing a few final touches, I think the last thing I want to do for the day is deal with my hutch. If you guys know this piece, I upcycled it a few years ago now. It's home office. It was kitchen storage, office storage. It lived in my kitchen where that new pantry glass unit was built. So really, this piece walked so that the new piece could run. Double the size. It's like triple the size. It has built-in lighting, and I think it's ready to be stocked. So I think I'm going to list this one for sale just because I really don't have space for it in my house, which makes me really sad because I really, really, really love this piece and I don't want to see it go, but I will find a good home for it and I'll enjoy my new unit. The kitchen is in such a good place. It is almost done, but obviously we need some final touches to pull this whole thing together, get a color palette going. But before I do that, I do have some unfortunate news, and it's about my tile shelves. So as you know, we built them. I had to take the material off because it was the wrong size, put new material on. And in the end, it really should have been done with cement board because once it was done, the grout is cracking. And this has already actually been repaired once, but it's just because the material it was built with, I think it just keeps like swelling with water and heat and everything. So this actually needs to come off so that the cement board can go on and then re-tiled. So that's a huge bummer of the day. But I don't know exactly when that's gonna happen. So we're gonna pull it together today, style it. We won't even remember it's like that because I'm ready to have a finished kitchen. So let's get to it. I've always been a knife block or knives in the drawer type of girl, but the new me is excited about this gorgeous walnut magnetic knife rack for easy access while cooking. It's also like wall decor, but kitchen themed. So for the art above this nook area, I actually had this frame that had an old wartime photo in it. I've been holding on to this for like about a year or more, and I finally have the perfect place for it. So the art itself, the photo, is not exactly what I wanted in my space. So I am going to hold on to that photo and keep it safe. But I printed out a photo from Met's open access gallery, and I used Rachel's hack of using a heavy glass gel to make the photo look not like a print. So I think this is now the perfect art for above the nook. My decor is usually thrifted or DIY'd, but if it's not, it's usually handmade by an artist, like this beautiful tray that I'm using to anchor some kitchen items. The main goal of this kitchen makeover was not just to make a space that aesthetically aligns with my style, but to also make it more functional. I know the layout is similar and the design elements that changed might be obvious, but I think what I'm really most excited for is to just start using my kitchen and exploring the functionality of it. I have so much more large storage, spice racks, cabinets that use every inch of the ceiling height, a workstation sink, and an exhaust fan that actually exhausts to the outside, and this gorgeous island that's easy to gather around when hosting. Thank you guys so much for coming along this journey with me, and I know there was a few bumps along the way, but in the end, I could not be more excited about my new space. If you want to see me stock this kitchen and get organized, make sure you take a peek in the description box down below, and I will see you soon. Bye.